Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We are here. It's Jacob and I, of course, as usual, here to talk about Big Brother and all the drama that comes with it. We have we didn't come on yesterday like we were expecting, but it's okay because this is even better. Right after the episode aired, we're
hmm
here to talk about everything that happened, Big Brother, all this crazy, crazy drama filled
Yeah.
week. And it's still only week one. It's still only week one. Like, literally, we are only day 4 in the house.
Oh
Mm,
God. I can't believe that
3 or 4.
our last before today, our last episode was just the
Just
premiere. It doesn't
right.
make sense.
Like, the premiere was Thursday. Wait, Wednesday. Was it Thursday or Wednesday?
Wednesday.
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 So, Wednesday, and now it's Sunday.
No, it feels like forever has
It
passed.
feels like a whole season has passed with all the drama that has
Yeah.
happened
It
in
has
this
been
week alone.
crazy.
So the episode has aired. You all seen everything what transpired throughout this week. Frenchie winning HOH. We saw that at the premiere, and Frenchie and Christian winning the wild card comp, and saving Xavier. And then the nominations turned out to be Kyland and
hmm
Alyssa.
Yeah.
So
I was disappointed in the edit for not showing
yeah,
how just go, we'll talk about it.
yeah, because now that you've seen the episodes, now I want to dive into the live feeds of it
Oh
all
God.
because that's where the drama has taken place.
Yeah.
That is where the nonsense unfolded, and that's what makes this week seems like the longest week ever, and we're still not done.
Yeah.
So,
Can I
so
just
I'll let
say,
you start. You go ahead.
how boring would that episode have been had you not been a feeder? If you don't know what's going on, do you know how boring that looked?
Yes, that episode gave nothing.
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 It gave me 3% of what has been going on these past 4 days.
And that's why I feel so bad for like casuals who don't watch anything but the episodes because they are never going to know why live feeders are feeling the way we are feeling about
Exactly.
the
I mean, that
show.
episode gave nothing.
Nothing. Like they literally took the drama and swept it completely out the door and
And
said, "We'll
yeah,
give you the watered down version of this week and jam." But I'm like, I wanted to know how they could jam all of this into one
I
episode,
know.
into
They get
1 hour,
They get 45 minutes
45 minutes, literally with
45
commercials
minutes. So,
to jam everything. And this week alone,
mm,
one day of live feeds was an episode. Like they
mhm,
literally need to take this episode and show the first day, and then
right.
the next episode to show the next day. Like Thursday's episode, the live show, they should spend most of that time catching up on the wild card stuff and
Yeah,
the nominations and the veto. Like throw that all together. But
right.
people should see what happened in these feeds because that's
It
what these.
was crazy.
Okay,
Where do we begin? Do we start with night one, I
let's
guess? We can
start.
go
We
back.
we have to start with night one once the feeds came up because
Yeah.
like night one was so crazy. After Frenchie wins HOH and he's excited because he gets to see his pictures of his kids and family. He's excited. Frenchie goes
Mhm.
on a saving spree. He literally tells almost the whole house, "You're safe with me. You're safe with me. You're safe." He told every woman that you are safe.
Mhm.
Every woman, which is why this episode makes no sense in the end. And then he said he made this big speech to Brittany about how women and people of color are treated in this game, and he was not going to participate in that. He was not going to do what the status quo has been through Big Brother. And as we saw in the episode, he even made it a point to point to the cameras and say, Meathead is going home. Like he looked like a bad he like this he was crazy this week, but they gave him a he's not bad at edit. Like he got a
Yeah.
pretty decent edit, and I'm like,
Yeah, no, he was not at all giving what he was doing this past week. Like he went on the first night after the second time how he had talked about, like, making sure that people aren't misrepresented on the show and that he is going to be taking a part in making the show a new direction on BB. And he brought that up. I cannot count how many times he talked about that. And he would only talk about it when there was a woman or a person of color in that room. And he
mhm,
exhausted the thought. And it
exhausted,
honestly, now with his nominations, I
so
can
performative.
confidently say how I don't know if I can cuss, how performative
Yes,
that was.
you can cuss.
Holy shit, was that performative? And
That
I'm
was that was the ultimate performance. Like he literally enrolled, graduated, and became magna cum laude of clown school in 1 week. Like he was a performing clown, and he performed. Somebody give that man the clown Emmy
Ah,
Oscar of the year because his whole thing to every woman, I will not put a woman on the block. To every person of color, I will not put a person of color. And what does he do in the end? He puts a woman of color and a man of color on the block. Like
yeah.
what?
Can
What?
I something that just confused me night one, and he has done it since,
Hmm.
is how he was talking when he would have these conversations with a black woman or
Hmm.
a Derek F, a queer black man. He's having these conversations about he's acknowledging that they have had their hardships in life. They are a fish out of water in society.
Hmm.
In this house in the past, they are
Hmm.
not welcome. They are judged. And then he compares it to himself for being judged because he looks like he's a Republican or he looks like he's a sir,
Serve,
sir,
serve.
you do not compare your stereotype or the way that you're perceived to somebody who is visibly getting judged because of something that I could not believe it. And nobody's, oh God, I could not stand it. I could not stand how many times he brought that thought up and would just push that agenda. I was like, stop.
What bothers me the most about this whole situation,
Mm.
if Fritchie walked into a room, took off his redneck camo hat, didn't open his mouth, didn't say a word, he would still be a white man, still doing what white men get away with and do. Derek F. or Xavier can walk into that same room
Yeah,
and nobody will give them the benefit of the doubt because they are still just a black man. So for you, Frenchie, to use that and try to debate, like compare it to, oh, I get judged because I people think I'm a dumb southerner. Don't talk and nobody will ever think that. Take off the
exactly.
camo, people won't think that. But guess what? Can't nobody take their skin off.
Exactly.
So stop
Like,
like
I
him,
bet
his little white.
go ahead,
Ooh,
go
I'm
ahead,
sorry. His
go
little
ahead.
tears and his little comparisons bothered me just as much as Brent's little. People judge me because they think I'm a jock.
Oh
People
God,
judge like
please.
save your white man tears for somebody else. I'm not trying to hear it, and I don't feel sorry because you get judged because you're a jock. That is so much worse you can be compared to
Yeah, that's
or
what I'm
judged
saying.
as. Like,
Like when he's having these conversations with these people of color, in the back of their head, I know that they have to be thinking, "Oh, I wish my biggest problem with society's view of me was my political party, or
right.
assuming where I align or where I."
Where I live.
Please,
No,
please,
yeah, no,
please,
that's the worst
come
part.
on,
Yes, they just it's like
God.
you do this, and that is what you're doing. Like I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm not a fan of it. I'm like, we saw that with Tyler last season, and I'm not
Ugh,
here. I wasn't for it then, and I am not for it now.
no,
These
not either.
performative acts, and people wonder why Black people say we don't need fake allyship. We don't want your
Right,
fake allyship. Either you go be down or you're not. Because if you are, or and people of color all over, not just Black people, people of color all over. If you're down and you want to be an ally, be that. Be
Mm-hmm.
quiet, help out when you can, and don't take up the space when it's not need to be taken up. And for you to sit there and say, and then then he brought up, I have a gay black friend. I wanted to punch the screen. Like, are you serious, dude? That's your why you won't put up people of color, but then you turn around and put up
And
people of
do it.
color. And
It's
then women,
ridiculous.
I don't want to put up women because the show always does that. And then you turn around and put up women because you say the woman is attached to the meathead you wanted, but you didn't.
Exactly.
How is that her fault? That he follows her around the house. He said what
Exactly.
words came out of his mouth? Christian seems to follow Alyssa around like a puppy dog. And how was that her problem? This is the second time again in Big Brother where we see men use misogynistic views and want
Mm-hmm.
to take out the woman because the man is following her around. Alyssa didn't ask for Christian's
I
attention.
know.
She didn't beg for his attention. And then she said it. When he asked, were they aligned? Are you an alliance? She said, no, just with
No.
my team. Their
No. She
teammates
was. Yeah.
literally said no with my
Ugh.
teammates, and he accused her of lying. I was just like, boy, bye. Like,
He is. Frenchie is literally already one of, hands down, the worst house guest I've ever seen. Like, disgustingly, just, he came in here with all these thoughts, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do that. And for him, does he not realize what he's done? That's what I'm confused on. Has it hit him? He did the exact opposite of what he said he wasn't gonna
what are you
do.
gonna
That's
do? And then people are like, well, his only saving grace is if he put up Travis and Travis goes home.
oh, I
Okay,
don't care.
I don't care. You still just deliberately, you deliberately just lost all the trust of the women in that house
I
if
know.
they're smart, and they
Oh, I got a
are.
thought.
All of them are smart.
I
Yeah.
got a thought.
Uh-huh.
Something that I hate about the episode, and I hope that they will show diary rooms on Wednesday, Thursday's episode, whatever. I could not stand how they gave, because at first we knew Tiffany was like, oh, I love Frenchie. Same thing with Azza. I love Frenchie.
Mm-hmm.
That was day one. They were still in their day one
Right.
outfits.
That was day
This
one.
man has completely ruined that reputation since, and I hope that because he's getting this edit that he is some golden savior for all people. Like, no, like they have been talking today. Azza was talking on the feeds about how much she is like done with Frenchie right now. Like, she's
Mm-hmm.
like, what is this man doing? Like, do not give him the edit. Don't show that. Like, that's
Because
not how they feel.
because this is the thing, if Richie even said he wanted to put up two women at the end of the week, like if Kylan comes
I
down,
know.
he
Oh,
wants to
Claire,
put up
Sarah Beth.
Sarah
Like,
Beth, and I'm like,
no.
are you freaking kidding me? After that big, if he does that, every woman in that house should be
I
like,
swear to God.
do not let me win HOH. You are
I
done.
swear to God,
And
if
if
he puts
any
up,
woman backs him up, I'm looking at them sideways.
I hope to God that they do not.
And I
Oh,
want if oof, whoever one of them stays, if he does put up Sarah Beth, if Alyssa or whichever one of them do stay this week, I hope they
mm-hmm.
win HOH next week and they go after him and go after him
Yeah, he's
hardcore.
awful. He is
He is awful.
awful.
He is he is a problem.
I
Like,
we gave him the benefit of the doubt. We did, Lana.
we
Like,
did.
on
We
date.
tried. I tried. I was like,
Oh, we said he had to prove us wrong,
he had
and
to,
what did he
and
do?
I said, prove me wrong, Frenchie. I want you to prove me wrong. And day one, I was like, oh, great. He's proven me wrong. I was mad about him at the beginning, and now
Yep.
it's turned from meh to ugh,
Yeah, it's
disgust.
disgusting.
Just disgust.
Um,
Because, like, dude, you spent half your first night preaching about no women, no POC, no women, no POC. You told every woman that they safe. You even tried to demand to a group of women, I'm going after showmances, so don't get in one.
yeah, I know that was awful too.
Like,
It's like,
who
who
are
are you?
you? Yes,
Just
yes. Chris,
disgusting.
Chris said Wednesday's episode better show the craziness more,
I
and at
know. I
least
know.
won't have to waste the first 10 minutes. Yes, this episode was just
So
ridiculous.
too
It
much
was
going on.
like,
I'm hoping that Wednesday's going to finally address the 13-person alliance.
well,
Like,
we can talk about that too.
that
Because
can be next because Lord, was that a mess.
okay, everybody was saying it on Twitter. I was saying it in my own. Like, that Frenchie's HOH gave me Devin vibes. HOH from Big
On
Brother 7
steroids.
on steroids. Like he was
He made
bringing,
Devin look like amazing.
like I'm like, oh my god, literally, you're doing the exact same thing. The slaughterhouse has turned into an alliance of 13.
And
Only
it's
two people
awful.
who weren't in it was at first it was Derek X and Travis, or and Christian at first,
Hmm.
and Travis. They were the only ones that weren't in it at first. Oh, Brent.
And,
Brent wasn't in it at first.
and then we find out.
Then we find out, oh, now Brent's in it. Okay, that's
Oh,
fine.
but also Travis's
Oh,
guaranteed
but Travis
safety
is now in
while
it.
he was up on the balcony for the first 5 minutes he had met him. Like,
Right.
what?
Now
What
he's
is
in
this
it.
man doing?
And
What
then
is he
now
doing?
Derek X is involved. I'm like, are you kidding
Yeah.
me? If anybody still wants to work with Frenchie after this week, they are insane. Like, I plan on having the biggest eviction party when Frenchie goes home.
Oh,
I
Lana, we
I,
going
I,
hard. We going
I
hard.
will I will pop bottles. I will do streamers and balloons. I want this man out of this house, and I don't even care anymore because, like,
No, yeah. I hope to God he goes out pre-jury so he can come back and we can tell him.
just like he needs to come back to Twitter because he was like, I was just say he's trying to play for Twitter and the audience, but then he screws it completely up. Like day one, he was maybe playing for the audience and Twitter, but then by day three, he was playing for who knows who because now Travis may or may not even go on the block.
Yeah,
So,
who knows? We
but
can talk about that later too.
but see, this is what it is. I figured it out. We realized we watched it happening. Frenchie has been bullied, he says, his whole life by who he calls meatheads and guys and jocks and blah, blah, blah. But the problem is, he wasn't mad that he was bullied. He was just mad because he couldn't be one. And
Mm.
now he has the
He's got power.
opportunity to be a jock in a house, and he was accepted by the meatheads. Now he wants to be one. And now
Hmm.
all of the meatheads who he claimed are now his best friends.
Now,
Like,
I'm going to ask you: were you watching on the feeds, or did you see the clip of? So when he finally solidified his slaughterhouse with all the men,
mm-hmm,
with four men, he finally
mm-hmm.
sat them down. We're getting the meatheads that he had talked about. He sits them down. He slams his door, and this man, it scared me, Lana. He's like, "This is it. These are my people. We're taking the rest of them down." You're talking to the people that you had preached preseason that were the ones that needed to go first. It is scary how that man had a facade on all of preseason and day one like that. Because now that we know his true colors, I can't believe he put on that act like that. Like, it's scary.
It's you know what? It's I would love to say I'm scared, but I'm not surprised.
Oh, I'm
It's
not surprised.
typical. It's
It's just
typical.
crazy how somebody can do that. And he is a literal exemplar of so many people
He is
in the real world.
he is very much a typical. I
I
hate
know.
I hate making it
Go
all
ahead.
about race because it's
No.
not really, but he is a typical white man who likes to say fake allyship to get people to work with him and then flip it on a dime when it doesn't benefit him. Like if this was game moves, like if putting Alyssa up was going because she was a threat to his game was actually for real, then I would be like, okay, that's a good like she. But
Yeah.
Alyssa ain't did nothing. She was
She
sick the
breathed.
first night.
She
She breathed.
breathed.
She literally walked around the house and did nothing, and now she's a threat. Oh no, but she's not a threat. She's bait. So what do you think? Even if Alyssa goes home, what does that do to Christian? Do you actually think that's going to say Christian say, "Oh,
No.
well now I want to work with Frenchie"? No, Christian's going to go and win HOH and then take you out.
Right.
Because if you want to be real, Christian could have won HOH the first week. It was his team that dropped the thing. Christian had that
Mm-hmm.
puzzle fixed first. So he
Mm-hmm.
should have been HOH and he could
Mm-hmm.
have went that way. But
God.
so Christian is the one person who Frenchie is scared of because he thinks he can beat him. That's why he wants to have him on the team. And that's possibly right. But honestly, anybody could have beat him at that point because a lot of
Right.
people didn't even try in the first HOH competition. They didn't even try. I also had that puzzle solved way faster. and she didn't even try because she didn't want to win. You saw it. Xavier did not want to win, so they didn't try.
Yeah.
Kylan did not want to win, so he didn't try. So you acting like you did something so big and so bad. The only person you really, really beat out in that puzzle was Whitney because she was having the most problems. And if it wasn't for the Kings dropping the thing,
Right.
Christian would have been won that because he had that puzzle up so fast. So, so I really feel like even after the conversation he had with Alyssa and with Christian and was trying to settle it, like, do he really feel like that conversation is gonna be enough for Alyssa, possibly Christian, not to come after him
I,
in the following weeks?
I think he says, Frenchie had said it's all long term. It's all long term, but right, it's not. He's not thinking long term like he's saying he is because he's so wishy washy with these dynamics and relationships. It's ridiculous. I wanted to talk about that next. I wanted to get off of Frenchie and move on to the
Yes.
potential of the season.
The alliances were formed. Let's talk. We've talked enough about friendship, and we'll probably talk more. But let's move on because alliances were formed. Besides the slaughterhouse,
Thank God.
because everybody's in the slaughterhouse apparently.
Mhm.
But other alliances were formed. The Cookout Alliance was formed, which is the core four of Tiffany, Xavier, Ozza, and Derek F.
Okay. Yep.
And then was added was Hannah and Kylan.
Highland. Yes. I don't know if they they haven't brought up like the official alliance to Hannah. They said we got to look out for each other. Hannah's never been told there is a cookout alliance as of right now. I
Okay.
hope they tell her. I
I
do
hope
hope
they
they
do.
tell her.
I don't know why they're doing that with Hannah. I don't like that's the one thing I don't like. I'm like, because as look here, as black people in this game, this is a rare opportunity for
I know.
6 black people or people of color to
Six.
be
Yeah,
6 to
exactly.
be in the
There's
house.
six of
And
you.
and black, they're black. Let's be
They
real.
they are
Afro
black.
Latino and South Africa, they are
I
black.
don't care. They're black.
They're black. So 6 black guests, house guests in this house, and to say, I mean, I can get you want your core four, but you still
Hmm.
need to say there's an alliance. It's the
Yeah.
Cookout Alliance. The 6
Right.
of us, we're down, and we
Yeah.
go. They know, and I feel like it's always that unspoken rule with black people. We do it all the time, and
Hmm.
it's like if we're in a situation where it's just a few of us, we want to look out for each other. It's like that unspoken rule in things. But like even in the unspoken rule, you have to at least let everybody know that this is
Right.
happening in this game. Like, don't exclude her or like one thing I didn't like I saw happen on the feeds. It was right after Kylan was nominated. Kylan, um, Ozza, Tiffany, and Derek F were in the room, in the bedroom,
Hmm.
and Hannah walked in, and Tiffany was like, "Hey, just I want to know, are you down?" And Hannah was like, "Oh yeah." She said, "I don't want to put you on the spot, but I just want to know, are you cool with this or whatever?" She was like, "Yeah." I thought it was an unspoken rule when I walked in the house and I saw us. I was like, that's you know. And she's like, "Oh, okay, cool. Okay, you can go. You can go." I'm like, why are we dismissing her?
Right.
Like her presence isn't necessary, or her blackness isn't. It doesn't. I don't like it. I want
And
them I want them to be just as open with her as they are with each other. Even if it's
and
like,
Hannah is somebody who needs it.
yes.
Tiffany, Ozza, Derek, these people have other relationships.
Mhm.
Hannah really has not played as the way that I thought she was going. Like she's doing okay, but
Mhm.
I'm so scared she's going to be a pawn next week for anybody who's in HOH.
Yeah.
Uh, she needs this. She
She does.
needs that name for an alliance, and I'm just so I wish they would all
And
sit down. Just and I know they cannot all sit down for more than
well,
like
oh
a
no.
minute. They
They can't.
can't,
They can't.
but it needs to be expressed to her what's going on because I feel for her. I really do.
I do, but I also feel like if she is a pawn for anybody's HOH next week, it won't be anybody from the Cookout Alliance. They
No,
won't
not
put her.
them. Not
But
them.
anybody else, they will. But
Yeah,
if
and
even if she is, I feel like the Cookout is going to
I
have her
hope
back,
I
and
hope so.
they will. I have no doubt about it. They will have
Right.
her back unless
Right.
she's on the sitting next to another member of the Cookout. Now,
Right.
if it's always her and Ozza or her or Tiffany or whatever combination of
Right.
whoever, then she might be in trouble. But
Right.
if it's her and someone else, she will
Yeah,
always have the back
but
of the cookout. But I really
right,
need
I'm
to
just saying
tell her
for her
that.
game. I just
Yes,
she we can talk about Hannah's gameplay. She hasn't. She's social. She's a very
yes.
social player, but she has not, at least from what we have seen, like make an alliance yet.
Hey,
Was she in
Logan. Logan said my
Logan?
cousin's here. Hey.
Aw.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah. Anyway, I'm just saying for her game, I would love for her to have that solidified alliance.
I do too. I want her to have that alliance, have it. And I mean, I like her and Claire and their, their friendship or whatever growing, but I need, like, even in the Sirens alliance, she is not included, which I'm just like,
Right, I know.
how are you going to have a all girl alliance and not include the girl?
I know.
How are you going to have a cookout alliance but don't include all the people and
Right.
tell them about the alliance? I don't like her being excluded,
I
and I
know.
don't know if it's because of her age
I was just
or if
about
it's
to say.
or if it's because she knows the game or they feel she knows the game very well. I don't know, but
They all do.
they are like Fritchie
Come
been
on.
spouting off his knowledge of the game since he's been there. Aza has been spouting out her knowledge of the game since she's been in there.
Yeah, I don't
Everybody's
know
been saying
what it
stuff
is with
about the game,
Hannah.
like except Derek and Travis, who ain't know nothing about nothing. But we'll talk about that later.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm like, why are we acting like we can't just tell her that what these and Brittany? I feel like if Brittany went HOH, Hannah's definitely going up because Brittany is scared of Hannah. Brittany
Mm-hmm.
made a point to say she's scared of Hannah because her knowledge of the
Mm-hmm.
game.
I watched that.
And I'm like, you're scared of Hannah because her knowledge of the game. When you yourself have a lot of knowledge of the game.
Yeah, I hate that excuse. They
I
all
don't.
know. There's
They
more
all know.
people that are super fans this season that are not. That's not an
Mhm.
excuse.
It's not. It's
Maybe last year or 2 years
maybe.
ago, not this year.
Yeah, not this year. It's just like stop acting like we don't know what we're talking about here. So I have a problem with that, and I wish they would. I need Hannah to step up a little bit and like if folks won't let her in, she needs to make her own way in. If that
Right,
makes
yeah.
sense. And so I want Hannah to do more. I want Hannah to be able to get more into this game. I had such high hopes for her, and she's not disappointing me. She's just not giving me
No,
anything
right.
right now.
It's
And
circumstance too,
right,
a lot of it.
a lot of it. But we still have to realize it's still only day 4 in the house.
It is only day
It's
1. Lord.
literally still only day 4. So she has time to because she is safe this week. She's not going home. She has unless the veto is used and she gets put up on the block. But we won't even speak that into existence. I don't even think that's it. Okay.
No,
But
yeah.
um I want her to step it up a little bit. But like you said, it's
Mhm.
just day 4, so she has more time. Um Other alliances, the Sirens we talked about, the Girls
Mhm.
Alliance,
Love.
Brittany, Whitney, Aza, Tiffany. Is that it? Did they list and put Sarah Beth in there?
For what?
In the
The
Sirens
siren?
Alliance?
I don't. Is Sarah Beth in it?
I don't remember.
I don't think
See,
so.
Sarah Beth for me is not giving me anything. Like I forget Sarah Beth is in the house sometimes.
I love her.
Not even. I love her, but I don't. She's not giving me anything. Like I don't remember she's in the in the room, or in the house. Like I'm like, girl, give me something, do something.
Well,
But again,
Her and
yeah,
Kylan did solidify a little something.
they do have a final two, and like I'm like, I do enjoy. I like, but are we solidifying final twos in day 1, 2, 3?
I don't know. It feels
Do
like
we?
everyone. I don't know.
I feel like they're all doing stuff like that because I feel like I don't know. Is there anybody who like has surprised you this week besides the obvious nonsense?
Tiffany. Well, she didn't surprise me. I knew she'd be this good, but she is just amazing. Come on, she
Tiffany,
is
Tiffany's everything.
amazing. She is literally in the best position, in my opinion, in this house.
She is definitely in the best.
I'm just hoping in a couple of weeks that always, oh, this person's so liked by the house. I'm hoping
Right.
that doesn't come back.
Mhm.
She's not that she needs to dial down that likability, but she needs to. I don't know. I just hope that does not become an excuse for her to be a target in the future.
Yeah, I don't want that to be a reason why people are targeting her. I think that maybe she could. I don't know. I feel like people either get sick of the motherly, or I don't. But see, even that,
Hmm.
I don't think she's
She's
motherly, too
not very
motherly. She's
yeah,
not
no.
overly motherly.
She is
But this,
hilarious. Oh my god,
she's
like she is like so relating like with these younger guys. Like she's she
she's.
had a conversation with Derek X. As much as I'm
Hmm.
not sure if I love Derek X, they had me cracking up. Let me tell you, like she's so funny. Like it was just great. I love her. I do.
She is Feed's gold. Like anytime Tiffany is on Feeds, I want to watch
You
it.
do watch. I don't
I want to
care
watch. I don't care who's
what's
happening,
going
what
on.
other situation is happening in the house. A fight could be going out. If Tiffany's in the room just talking about her whatever, I'm listening to
Uh huh.
Tiffany because she's just that entertaining, just
There's
without even
I was
trying.
yeah. There's another little duo that they've been talking a little bit is Tiffany and Claire. Which come on, you can't not love it. Like not
I,
that I don't think they've solidified anything like formally, but like they're talking, and I'm hoping that the two of
yeah,
them will. Oh,
I
Claire is someone that I'm also not as
me
impressed with
me
as I
either.
had anticipated, but I'm
Yeah,
hoping she'll
step it
turn
up.
it up. I
Yeah,
think she
yeah.
will. I
I
think she
think
will.
so too. I think so too. I feel like
She's
this.
laying low,
I feel like what happened this week is showing her not to trust these men in this house.
and
I
that's a
do
good
know that.
thing.
And she was one of those people who expressed that she did not like what Frenchie did to put Alyssa on that block, saying he was not putting up a woman. And I think that's the biggest thing. And I feel like she's one of those people. Her and Sarah Beth are like, hmm,
Hmm.
okay, Frenchie, we see you. I'm not gonna
Hmm.
trip. I'm not gonna flip. I'm just gonna say and keep that in the back of my mind that I
Right.
see you. So I just hope and feel like I want I want whoever stays this week to become HOH next week and Frenchie squirm for the first day after HOH to be like, I want to hear that conversation with him have to go to that person with their tail between their legs
Hmm.
and like, I'm sorry, I
I
know
know.
I said
I'm ready for him to already.
I'm
We still got
I'm
till Thursday. Oh my god.
it's still Sunday.
It's Sunday.
We have not even like the rest of the feeds. We still got a veto to happen. We don't know what we know what happened in the veto
We
if
know
you
what
watch
happened.
live
Yeah.
feeds.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know. Yeah, spoilers. We're going to do spoilers because we're live
Yeah.
feeders.
Come on. We're
We
feeders.
are feeders, so we're going to know this stuff and we're going to share. So if you don't want spoilers,
Get out.
you might want to go because this is not the
This is our
place for
time.
you.
We're now talking day Saturday. So this is
Yes,
yesterday. We can start talking
yes,
about what happened yesterday.
yeah, because we're feeders here. So veto happened, and Kylan and Alyssa were on the block.
Hmm.
Veto happened, and people who were picked to play veto was oh, go ahead, because
What was up with that veto picking? Something with only 6 chips in the box?
right. I don't know why it was only so little people in the box. I mean, is the safe players not allowed to play veto? Is that
Which
what?
is weird. Since when is
Since when
that's
has that
weird?
ever happened? Like,
The HOH is safe and they've been playing. I don't
and
know
they've been
what
playing a
this is
whole
all
like.
about.
I don't understand
And the
that.
people who weren't safe were the people we didn't want to win. Of course, like
Of
of
course,
course, Derek X is going to play. Of course, like
Travis
what
is
was up
going to.
with that?
I feel some trickery happening with production, but y'all need to be better than that because
There's
people.
got to be a reason. Maybe we don't know something yet that will happen on Wednesday. I don't know.
I don't
I thought
know,
it would be
but
something with the wild card. I was like I was like, this is what's going to happen. Is um if he spins. Okay, first off, that wild card spinning the wheel thing made no sense to me. He did. I thought it was if you win, you have the option to gain safety. That
right,
is not what happened. He got safety, and then
you
he
got
also got he had to let other people get safe.
right,
Weird.
weird.
I thought it would be if you spin the wheel, if you get one person safe, well, one person also is going to be randomly taken out of the veto drawing, something like that. No, what there are so many missing things going on with between that and the wild card. I don't know what happened, but
They
I
literally,
digress.
they literally dropped the ball on this whole thing, wild card situation,
It's
because
stupid.
it was like you have so many things you could have done. Like
I
the
don't.
wild card needs to be a wild card, not a
Yeah,
guaranteed safety. Is if you win this wild card competition, you spin the wheel to either get safety, get an extra chip for the veto,
yeah,
or
anything.
lose something like lose your vote something. It needs to be wild that
It-
make people want to be like, oh, I don't know if I want to play
yeah,
this or
and in the preseason they had said if you accept your safety, there could be either something bad that happens to you, something bad that happens to the entire house.
what.
What bad happened?
Nothing happened. Like, is it? Are you doing that, saving it for next week? But like
Maybe
that.
next week there'll be a punishment. I have no idea.
That's so stupid. If you're going to do it, it's only 3 weeks. So do it every week. Every week
Yeah,
should be a chance to get a punishment or a prize.
weird.
Make it
It
a
was
wild
weird.
card. It was just weird. Like CBS, y'all are dropping the ball on this wild card casino night, high risk, high
I
reward
know.
type. Like
Apparently
you
now it's like an 80s neon theme as well.
right. It's like you're not doing us any services or any justice by not
Yeah,
giving what you like you're not giving. You're not
or
giving
not.
CBS. Big Brother y'all should get because you have all this potential. Like the $750 check could have been a potential like you can win up to $750 or you
Mhm.
can lose back to five. It should have been like every week it's a competition on how to either deduct some money or gain some money.
Yeah,
And then in
exactly.
the end, just be like, we feel generous. We're gonna give you $750 anyway. But that would have still been nice and it would have been fun to watch the competitions, watch how people play, how hard they play.
Yeah, anything. Literally anything but what they did. I don't
What they
know.
did. Like they just
Maybe next week it'll make more sense if there's a punishment. I don't know.
but if that's the case, it will be unfair
I know.
because for
Yeah,
anybody who wins next week, they can get punished. Like
I
he
know.
had
It's
no
so weird.
opportunity to get punished. He had no opportunity to get punished at all. He guaranteed safety.
And watch,
This
it's gonna be
was
one of our favorites who wins next week,
right
and then
and
they're gonna get
right, and
punished.
then they get punished, and it's like this smells like
Weird.
riggery to me. This smells like
Well, a little weird.
I don't want my straight white men to go home right now. So what we're going to
Yeah.
do is make sure that he's safe. He's going to make another man safe, and then we're going to put him on, and then we're going to make sure that the men play the veto, so the men
Against
can win the
the
veto
one girl who's on the block.
on the block. 4 men, 1 woman, or
Too, but
two.
Tiffany played.
Oh yeah, Tiffany. But so 2 women, 4 men. I'm like, okay, okay.
Whatever.
Not
All right.
it's
Anyway, let's move on.
so yeah. So we the veto happens. Derek X, Travis, Tiffany were all picked to play along with
Mhm.
uh Frenchie, Alyssa, and Kylan. And Derek X wins veto.
I will say this for dramatic purposes. Like,
Perfect.
if I was not in love with Kylan and Alyssa the way I am, like for entertainment, that was good.
Right.
However, okay, at first I was like, damn, well, here goes Alyssa. 100% she's going home. But now what's going on if we want to, it sounds like there's a potential backdoor.
I
I
mean,
don't know
this is the thing.
what's going on.
Frenchie has flipped. Frenchie has flopped. Frenchie has flipped and flopped all over again. Because from the beginning, it was no women. Then it was, okay, I'm going to use this woman as bait. Then it was, I only put you up, Kylan, because I wanted you to play the veto and win so we could take you off the block and I can put my real target on the block. Then it was, oh, I like Brent now, so Brent's not going up. Oh, wait, I like Travis now, so Travis is not going up. Oh, I talked to Derek X. I like Derek X now, so now he's not going up. So it's like, okay, Derek wins veto. He wins it. He says, I'm going to take Kylan off. He done told several people he's
Hmm.
going to take Kylan off the block. He walked around the whole house pretty much saying he's going to take Kylan off the block. Okay, Kylan comes off the block, and Frenchie says, now it wouldn't be fair to put another guy up to next to Alyssa. And it's like, wait, what? Let's rewind back to the beginning of the week. I'm going to take out these meatheads. Fast forward to Saturday. I can't take out these meatheads.
I
I'm,
don't get it.
I
Did
don't.
Did you watch the conversation? It was so weird. Last night, Derek X had a conversation with Frenchie about what he wanted him to do with the veto, because Derek X knew I have to do what Frenchie wants because Derek X was close to going home this week had
Mm-hmm.
certain things happened.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I got to do what Frenchie wants. So he sits down and he starts talking and he's like, what are you thinking? And then Frenchie's like, no, I want you to do what's best for your game. Like, whatever. He does that whole spiel. I'm a man of my word. I'm going to let you do what you, whatever. And then Frenchie starts talking more. And he's like, I mean, yeah, I would like it used because he's like, oh, I'm thinking about using it on Kyland. And he's like, that's what I want. That I want it used. Okay, so you want it used. And he was like telling him no matter who sits next to Alyssa or whatever, Alyssa will stay. And then 2 minutes go by and he starts saying, no, if Alyssa stays on that block, she's going home. And then he started running through scenarios of every person who would sit next to Alyssa and she still goes home. This man there is clearly
He's
something missing
cracked.
up here because I don't know what I was watching this conversation. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, you are literally crazy.
He's
But I think the conversation ended in a possible yes. As much as Derek does not want Travis going because they are allies, he might
right.
go ahead and take Highland off. I don't know if it's going to happen. We'll see.
I just don't know because I feel like I don't know. I don't know what Frenchie, and I would not be surprised if right at the last minute on Monday, Frenchie says, "I don't want you to use it. Kylan has the votes to stay. Alyssa just goes home." And as much as that will disgust me because she did not deserve to go home. The girl did nothing wrong. She breathed. You literally told her she was the first person you told that they were safe, and you literally turned around and blindsided her. Like that's so disgusting. I have no issues with Alyssa. She hadn't really gave me anything this week, so I'm like, I don't see why she has to go. And if we're going like if she was a threat to his game, great. I understand it, but she really is not. She
There's
really
not
did
even.
nothing.
Mm-mm.
So for him to be, I don't know. And I love Kylan and I want Kylan to stay as well. I wish he would have just stuck to his guns
I
and put up
know.
the two people he wanted to put up. But Frenchie is so emotional. Like he is the epitome of an emotional player that all you have to do, and everybody is realizing, is be the last person to talk to Frenchie before he makes
That
a
I was just
decision.
gonna say. As long as you're the last person to talk to him, you're gonna get him to do what you want.
You go get him to do what you want. And so everybody is realizing that and they're Derek.
He's just crazy. Like that moment, like when they did the segment. I was happy they showed it, like him pacing around the house, doing his little whatever, and like how he opened that door or listened. He was listening in on
Right.
that conversation. Got caught.
Got caught listening.
She opened the door. She was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and he looked in, walked out, walked
Came
back
back
in,
in, looked again, and
walked
left.
back. What is? Are you okay? Like,
No,
what is that? It's scary. This man is like
he's
not okay.
not. He's losing it, and I feel like the second he gets put on the block, we're going to see an even more
I
crazier
know.
side of him.
I'm
He is
actually
going to
excited. I
lose.
want to see him
I
squirm.
want to see him like lose his mind. I want to see him go out of his mind crazy and be like paranoid, talking people up, so people get sick of him. Be like, he gotta go
My
because
favorite part about. Go ahead. Go ahead.
that's what's gonna happen. I really feel like he's going to lose his mind. He's gonna sit there and get so paranoid. He's gonna drive the whole house crazy about why
my
he needs to stay.
my favorite part about this week is when I don't remember who he was talking to. He was like, "At least I just haven't gotten HOHitis." Like that's like the worst thing you, girl.
Boy,
What do you mean you haven't
you
gotten
haven't gotten
HOHitis?
it. You he
It's like
created HOHitis. Like he has now taken over the poster board
I,
for
I I'll
HOHitis.
I'll tell you when I'm watching live feed. Sometimes I'll like turn the brightness down and I'll just listen. Like when I'm going to bed, I'll listen to it.
Mhm.
I'm turned over. I'm not. I'm like barely listening to it. This man, whoa! I shot up when he said that. I was like, "You don't have, huh?
What?
You what?"
What?
I was like, "Who are you? Who are you?"
What HOH are you watching? Because
Oh
apparently you're not
my
watching your
god,
own.
he
Because
is
I'm
crazy.
oh my we have seen very much bad cases of
Oh
HOHitis.
yeah,
and
Yes,
over
we
the
have.
seasons. We have seen a lot. We've
Hmm.
seen some very memorable cases of HOHitis. Bailey, oh yeah, oh, shit.
Poor baby. Yeah.
Like literally, we've seen people turn into crazy people doing HOH because I'm safe. I have nothing to worry about. I have all the
It's
power.
like
It's like, baby,
a
your
week is
power
not
ends.
forever.
Your power ends as soon as you make those nominations because the veto creates everything else.
Hmm.
Like but he has taken over everybody's spot as HOHitis
Hmm.
king. Like if he wanted to be king of something, he is the king of HOHitis. When they looked that word in the book Big Brother dictionary, his
There he
picture
is.
is right there.
Actually, it's his mugshot that they
It's
found online. Actually.
baby, whatever it is, it's him because he is giving me clear HOHitis.
Hmm.
Clear.
He's
It's so
crazy.
bad. It's so bad.
Yeah.
I, I I just like, and he makes everything about him. One more thing, like after he did all that talking after the nomination ceremony, and he talked to everybody for hours and hours after that, then he comes downstairs, and the first thing he says was, "So, how many of y'all hate me right now?" Like, dude, ain't nobody thinking about you right now. You did your part. You said what you said. You did what you did. So it is what it is. And they were
Hmm.
sitting there having a good conversation about everything else besides you. And it's like you want people to be like, "Oh, Frenchie, we hate you." Like BB has just turned in from BB to FF. Like
I was like,
what?
huh?
Dude? What?
I
Hey,
mean, yeah,
dude.
you're not wrong.
I mean, you ain't wrong from the fan standpoint because
Or
that's what
our
we
yeah.
all saying. But I'm just like, ain't nobody in that house thinking about you like that for real, for real. Like you did what you did. I don't like HOHs where people do what they do and then like when Angela did what she did in her seat and then hid in the HOH room.
Oh my God, she was so. I that made me yes.
Like own your junk and walk around the house like you did it. Like I did it. That's my nominations, and I'm not gonna change my actions for nobody. Like it
Hmm.
is what it is. I just
Anyway,
he bothers me, but that's the issue.
yeah.
But yeah. So
I trying to think of what else. There was a lot.
I
Um,
I don't like it was a lot to unpack with all of the drama feeds. Some
I
people
think we did a good
surprised me.
job though.
We did. Like some people
We got a lot of
surprised me.
that.
We covered it
Yeah.
all, I think.
Yeah, I think
Like
we got.
the best okay, and for the record, Brent gets on my nerves. I just want to put that out
I
there.
know the way he was talking to. I don't like Derek X, but the way he was talking to him.
first of all, the word betrayal coming out of his mouth this early in the game just seems
Yeah,
like
he messed up, but it was day one. Who did he betray?
who did he betray?
Who?
He don't know you.
The 13-person alliance? Is that who he betrayed?
Like
Like, come
who?
on.
Come on, like stop saying people betrayed you. He threw me under the bus. He was just playing the game. And like I still don't see why people are so mad at Derek X. I'm like, you mad at him for what? Saying your
Yeah,
name? It's the game. Everybody's supposed to be saying folks' names. Why
I
ain't
know.
you
Welcome
saying
to the.
nobody's name? Like, if it's not me, it needs to be somebody else. So I need to kick it off me and put it on somebody else.
Mhm.
I don't get it. And it just
It's just Brent. I don't
it's
know.
just Brent is not
Brent
okay.
Champagne. His last name is
Brent
Champagne. What do
Champagne.
we
His last
expect?
name is Champagne, like real champagne. Oh, oh God.
Anyway,
Who else is giving me nothing? Travis.
Whitney,
Travis. Give me nothing.
Travis.
I
Oh,
don't even
Travis.
remember
No.
that man is in the house.
Yeah, he can go this week.
Him and Sarah Beth have gave me the least in this. Like, I don't
It's
even know they're in the house.
them and Whitney. She is like non-existent
Whitney is
to
she's
me.
done it
I don't
to
know.
she can go to. Like,
Well, did
honestly,
you hear what happened today? I'm not getting into it, but what happened today on the feeds?
I have not watched feeds today. But tell
I
me,
haven't watched either.
but tell me what was supposed to happen so I can go back and find it.
All right, let me.
Because
So Cat Dunn got involved on Twitter. That's why I'm saying her name. Um, Claire had talked about um on the feeds how she was having a conversation about, oh God, what is it called? Because I already forgot the name. It's not even a, hold on. Let me find it and then I will tell you about it.
Okay.
It just, it's Whitney and her.
Whitney and Claire.
Well, Claire was relaying something that Whitney had said about,
Oh, okay.
oh, what is it called? What is it called? Oh, okay. Okay. Do you recall like the whole Sandy Hook?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, apparently they were having a conversation about guns or something off feeds. We didn't hear about
Mm-hmm.
it. And we know Whitney likes to shoot
Uh-huh.
guns. She
She
has
likes her
videos of her
guns.
doing it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Apparently she said Claire was talking about how she doesn't believe in it, or
Mm-hmm.
what the shooting wasn't it's not a fact the way it is an actual fact. Like there are people who are talking about it on the Twitter feed. Like I live 20 minutes from where everything happened. It's real.
Claire said it wasn't real.
Claire said no, Whitney. But Claire
Oh,
was talking about it on the
oh,
feeds about,
oh.
well,
Okay.
Whitney made a comment about
Okay.
the Sandy Hook thing and she's not a believer in it, whatever. So people,
Yeah.
that one happened. I don't, because it didn't happen on the feed, so I don't know exactly what happened, but that stir up on Twitter a little bit today.
I did see something about Sandy Hook, but I wasn't paying that much attention, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
Apparently
I
she
didn't.
doesn't believe
She
it.
didn't
I
believe
don't
that
know.
that happened. Oh, so
Well,
those. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm
well,
not gonna get into that because
she's a gun activist clearly. So
even if you're a gun activist, when things happen and people are dying and kids are getting shot, you can acknowledge that guns had something to do with them. They didn't just disappear and die on their own without, or they all didn't die due to stab wounds. They died because of gunshots. Somebody went and shot them. Now you could say it was a conspiracy or not, but where are those kids if that never happened? That's just my take, but whatever. It.
yeah,
I
again,
don't
it
know.
was just a very like 3 second clip because I guess the cheat feeds either turned off or they changed. But there's a video of Claire literally saying Whitney, she's referring to Whitney, doesn't believe in the Sandy Hook. I don't know how to feel about that one, and then it stopped. But Claire wouldn't make that up. It's
Well, I don't
Claire,
think she would. Why
so
would she make that up? And I feel like,
you don't. That doesn't come out of nowhere. So
yeah. And Whitney has
that's a red
made.
flag.
She's already said a trans joke too. We saw that, but it was a little small trans joke, and Hannah was like,
Whatever.
"Let's not go
Yeah.
there." So I
Yeah.
kind of feel like she probably will say
Anyway,
something crazy like that. But
stupid.
it,
Anyway,
she can go. She's another one to me who I feel like she is hyping up her game
she's
like she's
giving me
something,
more. Yeah.
but like you're thinking she thinks she's playing so much better than she actually is. Like, I'm a comp beast, baby. You won one competition against people who were not trying to win. And then your teammate helped you to win that other competition because like Derek X was literally telling you where to put the pieces of the puzzle. So
Yeah.
you didn't win on your own merit. You
She's
didn't.
not giving me anything.
She's giving me
That
nothing, and I
I'm
really
so
want her to
sick
go.
of these. Like Derek Fraser is going around saying like Whitney can go next week, and people are like, nah, she's all right. She's a number. No, she can go.
No, she can go. She can go.
Yeah,
Like
maybe not next week. Frenchie can go next week. Then Brent. Then
mine,
she can go preseason or
she has to
pre-jury.
go. Her, Brent, Travis, Frenchie.
Wait, we need 5 pre-jury. Travis,
Let's
Frenchie,
go. Probably
Brent,
gonna be either Alyssa or
Whitney.
Sarah Beth this week.
I'm talking about my. Well,
Okay,
let's
Travis.
hope Travis goes this
Okay,
week.
Travis,
Frenchie next week.
Frenchie, Whitney, Brent,
Brent.
and
Well,
either
we
I
need
don't
one more.
care Sarah Beth
Somebody,
or
somebody can go in there.
Christian. I don't care. They can go in there.
Oh, Christian can
Christian
go.
can go. I
He's
don't care.
tanking Alyssa's game. He can go.
He can go. Right. If Alyssa stays,
We'll let Sarah Beth go to jury.
yeah, Sarah Beth can be the first juror. That's fine. I don't care. She's look. I'm with my Cookout Alliance when they said no Caucasians will win this game. I'm sorry to say it, but that's not happening this
I'm ready. No, we're
season,
ready.
and we need that to happen. No
We're ready.
Caucasians need to win this game this season,
We're ready.
and Derek X. We've already had an Asian winner too, so we need somebody who we have not been represented, and that is Black folks. So
Mm-hmm.
somebody black got to win this game for me. I'm not saying we only need one Asian person. Don't try to twist my
No,
words. I'm
no.
just saying in order for representation to be for the circle of life to be complete,
Mm-hmm.
we need black people to win because we've had Latinos win, we've had Asians win, we've had white people really win.
White people have won Big Brother?
White people
What you
could
talking
really.
about?
I don't know. Maybe in my dreams, I might have made that up. But on a regular season of Big Brother, and I'm not talking about. Don't be like what Tamar wants. Celebrity
Yeah.
Big Brother with 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was
I'm not
like 2 weeks when they had Twitter access to Twitter, please.
the whole time. No, don't do that. No, we're not gonna put black people. You
Anyway,
got Celebrity Big Brother. That's not it. No, I want a 99-day season, and a black person comes out victorious. That's what has to happen.
I'm ready.
100%. So
Anyway,
anyway, so I think we've discussed everything we
I
need
think
to
we
know.
got it all. We'll do another one this week for sure.
Oh, we definitely gonna do another one this week. I feel like Thursday
Hopefully,
after the
yeah,
episode, maybe Thursday.
we'll see. We'll figure
Yeah,
it
we'll,
out.
we'll figure it out. We'll check
If
our
something
schedule.
good on the feeds happen these
If
next few
something
days, we'll
like,
pop in.
please just follow us on Twitter. We might pop up on any day. If some feed
You
pop
never
off
know.
good, we might be like, you know what, you want to go live today? Yes, let's go.
Yeah, that's how it always goes.
That's how we are.
But yeah.
So, and
Thank you for joining
thank
again.
you for joining us. Everybody who joined, we
We
appreciate
appreciate
you. We
it.
love you. We thank you for watching. If you're watching us later, thank you for checking us out.
Yeah, seriously.
Follow us on Twitter, Lady J78, Jacob Walker 6. Follow us on Instagram, still Lady_J.
And you can follow
Lady
my
J78, and you can follow Big Casual Big
my
Bro
casual big bro. Yep.
on Instagram. He does daily updates on Big Brother. So
We're almost at 9K.
Up period. Join. We want to get to 10K.
We're trying to get to 10K.
Let's get to 10K for Casual Big Bro. So follow us.
So I can do my swipe up links on my stories.
Yes, we want to swipe up.
You need 10K.
We need 10K. So do that. And yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Thank
do that.
you.
So yeah, we're still day 4, people. We're still in day 4 in Big
Please
Brother.
don't tell me that. Please
We're still in day 4. So we're gonna go because we'll probably go watch some more live feeds.
Of course.
Yeah, so we'll be back later another day. Thanks for watching.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.